Hello, hello. Welcome to Honeybird Homefitters. I'm Rachel Ferguson, helping you find a space that fits. Today's topic is looking towards the future a little bit. It's 5 things you can downsize right now, looking towards a future move. This is different if you are planning on moving within the near future. Let's say within the next year. If you are thinking of moving within the next year, ignore this video. Turn it off right now. What you need to do is go on over to one of my other videos here on Honeybird Homefitters, where we talk about the stress-free way to move into senior living or into another house. You can apply the same steps. So if you are thinking of moving in the near future, hop over to that video, watch that one, because these steps are more for if you're thinking you're 3, 5, even more years out than that for moving, or even if you're like me and you think, well, I'm going to move again someday, and I don't want to have to deal with a huge mountain of work every single time I move. These steps would apply for you too. So if you want custom advice on how this would work for your life, your home, and your situation, go ahead and click that link down below the video, and you can book a free 30-minute consultation with us here at Honeybird Homefitters, where we will walk you through options for what you want for your life. So, the 5 things you can downsize now for a future move. Number 1 is a big one. It is photos, videos, family memories. What do you do with this? You might have dozens of huge photo albums filled, boxes of VHS tapes or various types of media over the years that you want to preserve, but you don't have room to carry tubs and tubs and tubs over to your new location, wherever you might be moving. So there are several ways to do this. Number 1 is if you're tech savvy and really patient, you can convert them into digital files. On your computer at home, there's devices you can buy where you basically burn them onto your computer, and then they're digital files, so they're just saved on your computer, and you don't have to worry about it anymore. This could be scanning photos on your home printer. It could look like a number of things. So you could do it yourself. Or there are a number of really nifty companies out there where you actually ship your stuff to them, or if it's a local business, drop it off with them, and they do it for you. They'll put all of your photos and your videos, and they can even scan any precious documents and put them on like a flash drive or in a cloud where you can access on the internet, and then you can go ahead and put them on your home computer. So these are all options to make them digital. If you're not a digital person, well, you're on YouTube, so I have a lot of questions for you. Please call me. But if you're not, and maybe you are digital, but you really like holding photos in your hands, then another option is to put them in photo books. So instead of the albums where you have the full picture with the plastic page, or even the kind with like the, what do you call that stuff that like seals over the photos? Anyways, those photo albums are not popular anymore, but I definitely have some at my house. So anyways, if you like to hold them in your hand, you can still get rid of those big bulky photo albums and put them in photo books. So there's a number of books, different apps, different websites that do this, but basically the photos are printed on the paper so they can fit more on a page, and the paper is thinner than the actual photo covered in plastic. So then you can still see the photos and look at them whenever you want and pass them on to the next generation, but you don't have as much of the bulkiness to them. If you do it this way, I would definitely recommend that you still digitize them so you have the actual file, so you could blow it up later and frame it if you wanted to. If you just do the photo books, then you're sticking to that. If you try to scan it, you're going to lose a lot of quality. So that is number 1, is your photos and your videos. This is a big project. That's why it's number 1, and that's why I say don't tackle it if you're moving within the next year. This is a project to start now if you're thinking you're years away from moving. Then run. Go start it. In fact, I need to start it at my house. Most of our photos are digitized just because of our age, but I still have a bunch of albums that I need to digitize that were pre-internet use every day. So, item number 2 to downsize now for a future move is clothing. This is a really big one because only you can go through your closet and say what needs to stay and what needs to go. It's not a job that someone else can do. So if you're just about to move, It's not like you can hire a mover to go through and pick what to stay and what to keep. It has to be you. And there are a number of ways to do this. Of course, the best way is to do it on a regular basis, like a quarterly closet audit, if you will, where you go through and pull things out and say, I don't really wear this anymore, I don't really like it that much, or I have another top that looks just like it. If you're a man, this is a lot easier because my husband's clothes pretty much all look the same, but I digress. So go through your closet, get rid of excess clothes. A lot of us have that second closet where you like put that dress that you think you're going to wear again someday and you never are. Old bridesmaid dresses, formal dresses, sundresses from vacations that you're not going to take again anytime soon. So go through, get rid of all those clothes. You can try to sell them online or sell them to like a local reuse shop. But the easiest thing to do is just donate them. Throw them in a trash bag, drop them off at Goodwill or, Boys and Girls Club or whoever, whatever charitable cause accepts clothes donations. So item number 1, you're going to downsize, photos and videos. Item number 2 is clothes. And item number 3 is mementos. This one's probably the hardest. And it depends on your personality. At my house, my husband is a lot more attached to mementos than I am. In fact, he'll even make the argument that certain receipts are mementos, and I just don't understand that argument. But if you're that category, know that I see you too. So mementos, things like souvenirs from favorite vacations, or toys from your child's 5th birthday, or various things like that. My piece of advice on mementos would be to get a small box, like maybe a shoebox size, or maybe a little bit bigger, and stick with things you can put in there. One thing you can do is, if it's something that you love, is if it's not like something you can decorate your home with, take a picture of it and put it in wherever you put your photos. Take a picture of it. You could send it to someone. So like if it was one of your kids' mementos, then you could send it to them and say, this is very special to me. It would mean a lot if you kept it. Don't do that for 800 things though, because then they won't keep them. So mementos, this one is probably going to take the longest because you're going to go through and touch everything, and everything is going to bring back memories, and it can be emotional too. So this can be really hard if you have lost a loved one and these mementos apply to their life. One thing you could do in that case is make like a photo book specifically for them, where you have pictures of them with pictures of these mementos. And if it's like a receipt or something, a movie ticket stub, you could scan that in and put it in the book. If you don't know how to do that, there are plenty of companies out there that could help you with that. And that could be something really special to have to display in your home as your decor, is this book of this person that made such a deep, deep impact on your life and you miss so dearly. So the 3 things you're going to downsize so far are going to be your photos and videos, your clothes, and your mementos. Number 4 is paperwork. So maybe you are very organized and this is not an issue for you, but many of us have files and files of paperwork that are years old and we don't need to keep anymore. So go through these files, get rid of this stuff, par it down where it's just one file cabinet, not like one file cabinet, but like one file cabinet full of the paperwork you need to keep. And then again, we're scanning, we're digitizing as much as we can, because when you make that move, then it's just your computer to take and not papers on papers on papers. So go through that paperwork. The rule of thumb is you have to keep your tax records for a few years back, but you don't have to keep everything, like all your receipts for various things, unless it was a tax deduction. So just go through and be ruthless, get rid of as much paperwork as you can, and then commit to that system moving forward so you don't have to do this again in the future. So we're downsizing our photos and videos, our clothing, our mementos, our paperwork, and number 5 is our media, our books, our movies, our magazines, our newspapers. So in the year 2021, we watch many of our movies on streaming services, on like Netflix and things like that. So if you are someone that's still using DVDs, I think you'll find you can actually find most of those movies through your cable service, or if you're more trendy than me and don't even have cable, through your Netflix or whatever your services are. So these are things you could sell. your DVDs, your VHS tapes, your books, your magazines. I recently took a tub full of books to a local used bookstore, and I think I got like 20 bucks for it. So it was like 20 bucks was worth my time to box them up and take them over there. And these are things that you are going to want to hang on to some. Like behind me, I have a bookshelf where we have a few books that are meaningful to us that we've kept, some that we would read again, some that are just pretty, but we just try to keep the ones that we want to display in our home. So we don't have tubs hidden in closets full of books and magazines and newspapers. Again, another one, like if you have newspapers you love that you could scan and digitize, but this is a project you can tackle that's not overly emotional, and you can get it knocked out so that when you're ready to find a space that fits your lifestyle, you don't have to go through this mountain of work, because you have already done these 5 things, which again was photos and videos, clothing, mementos, paperwork, and your media. Hope this was helpful for you. Please send me pictures of your organizing and downsizing. I would love to see them. Click that link below to book a phone call with Honeybird Home Fitters, and we can talk you through steps for you to find a space that fits. See you next time.